Hi ladies, I just wanted to touch base with you. Thank you so much for being part of my network. If you're liking me on my socials, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, thank you so much. If you're following me on my private Facebook group, Functional Medicine for Hormonal Imbalances, great. If you're not already, please ask to sign up. I have a group of over 7,000 women in there, and I bring a lot of great information on how to learn how to rebalance your hormones naturally. If you're struggling with weight, metabolic health, which is very common for women as they move into their late 30s, early 40s, and beyond, one of the reasons you may think has to do with this is hormone changes. And although our hormone levels are shifting and changing in this time of life, it doesn't mean that our metabolic health has to give way to this. Although it's a common symptom, weight gain, as you especially get into your 40s and beyond, especially around the belly, it's not something that every woman experiences. So we know that this isn't just a consequence of aging. It's not just a consequence of the hormone levels shifting. There is other things going on in the body as the hormone levels drop that are causing certain women to gain more weight than others. So what are those things? It's individualized. So I don't know, and you probably don't know until you actually do the proper lab testing. So this is key, and this is what I do when I help women in my practice first figure out the root cause of where their concerns and symptoms are coming from. So if your top symptom is weight gain, belly fat, struggles to lose that weight no matter what you try, we need to do some precision lab testing. You need to check your thyroid hormones, you need to check your insulin hormones, you need to check your sex hormones. So you really need a nice comprehensive hormone panel, and you need to have all of the details of these hormones checked. For example, with the thyroid, you can't just get a TSH number checked. You have to have a complete panel. You have to check the antibodies. You have to really look at the function of the gland. And so you need a complete panel to do this. You also typically will need to check on how your body is detoxifying, because this has a lot to do with whether you store weight or whether you balance weight. So many women have a buildup of various different toxins in their body by the time they get into midlife, and they don't realize it, and you have to do lab testing to learn what this is. For example, it could be you have a buildup of yeast or candida overgrowth. This is super common for women. If you have dry, itchy skin, dry, itchy scalp, if you're losing hair, you may have some candida overgrowth. If you have brain fog all the time, common symptoms of candida overgrowth. If you're craving sugars all the time, your blood sugars are probably elevated, and this is also a symptom typically of candida overgrowth. You may have a heavy metals buildup. You may have a buildup of mold in your body. You may have some other non-favorable gut bacteria or viral load in your body that is causing a toxic load or burden to basically overload your metabolic system and slow it down. So until you figure out what that burden actually is and you learn how to move it out of your body and get the balance back in your detoxification pathways, you can struggle for many years with trying different things. Intermittent fasting. I just got off the phone with someone. They said, I've tried everything. I've tried intermittent fasting. I've tried caloric restriction. I've tried working out like crazy. I've tried weights. I've tried cardio. I've tried the combo. I've tried working with practitioners. Nothing's worked, and I'm gaining weight still. What do I do? They hadn't actually done any sort of lab testing. Even though they work with practitioners and they'd been put on various different things, they'd never run labs. So we need to be looking at what's going on in your body. Where is the metabolic struggle coming from? Again, very often for women, there's imbalances in thyroid, cortisol, adrenals. So these are the hormones that often get out of balance. There's the gut, there's the liver, there's the toxin loads that could be built up. There could be nutrient deficiencies that are impacting your ability to balance your metabolic health. So there is a metabolic cycle within the cells of our body, and we need certain nutrients for that metabolic cycle to turn. So if you're depleted in B vitamins, if you're depleted in amino acids that come from eating optimal and varied high quality protein, for example, you may also be having that as the root cause of why you can't lose weight. So we've got to look at the differences. They're unique to every individual. And if you want to learn about this for yourself and how to create a customized lifestyle plan to improve your metabolic health, both now and for years to come, because you actually understand how your metabolic dial turns once you've done the right labs, please feel free to reach out to me. I help women with this all the time. It's so amazing for them and for me to see them lose weight and feel great and keep it that way. So many women lose 20, 30, 40, even 50 pounds when they start to learn what's going on with their metabolic cycle, where the dysfunction is, and how to develop there's precision around what you're doing with exercise, precision with what you need to do with stress management. Is your cortisol too high? Is it too low? It's a completely different strategy for what you do with how you, so if your cortisol is either way too high or way too low, that's also going to mess up your metabolism. The key is to work with a practitioner such as myself, who works with women like this all the time. I have for many years with great results, and I absolutely love doing it. So if you want to reach out to me, please feel free to. You can go to my website. That's the best way, www.angelasimpsonfunctionalmedicine.ca, and there is a place there for you to either contact me or to book a free complimentary consult. So either way, I would love to hear from you and see if it may be a good fit for us to work together. If you're struggling with your metabolic health, you're feeling like you're gaining weight or you just can't lose it, especially around the belly, no matter what you try, I want to let you know that there is likely a solution for you. You just haven't found it yet, and I would love to help you get to the root of this and figure out what your next best steps are. Thanks so much, ladies. And again, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and follow me on my socials. And I can't wait to see you again soon to bring you more and more strategies on how you can learn how to rebalance your hormones naturally as a female approaching the perimenopause and menopause shift. Thanks, and bye for now.